What's going on, guys? So I'm super excited because in Duelist Nexus, a new set, we're getting an announcement of a bunch of new Synchro cards. We're talking Stardust, we're talking the Synchron. So if you're excited about Synchros, drop a like on this video because I'm pretty excited about it too, as Synchros are one of my favorite extra deck archetypes. Anyways, it's coming out in Duelist Nexus. Now, this doesn't come out until April 22nd. I believe this is our first look at these brand new cards, so it's exclusive. In fact, they didn't even have like the card artworks. This is just like a brand fresh off the press here. So starting right off, we have Synchro. It's a level 5 light machine tuner effect monster, 800 attack, 1000 defense points, and it says you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is, if this card is on the field as a Synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then the second part is, during your main phase, you cannot special summon from the extract for the rest of the turn except for Synchro monsters. Also, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one level 4 or lower monster. That's actually a pretty nice bonus effect. Then the third part of the effect is, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Synchro monster you control and decrease its level by up to 4. Wow, that's actually pretty good for a step for comboing, but I just don't really like the effect where you can only go for like Synchro monsters, because some plays will involve some sort of Link monster just to get rid of the monster, throw it in the graveyard. Link Karibo can be used in a lot of like Synchro combos. Again, it's to throw like a lot of level 1s back in the grave as targets for Young Synchron or something to go and pop off, but nonetheless, still pretty decent card at the end of the day. Next up, we have the Revolution Synchron. This is a level 3 Earth Machine Tuner effect monster, and here is the artwork on this little guy over here. Looks like a baby power tool dragon is what it actually is. So, anyways, 900 attack, 1400 defense points, and it says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. All right, so it better be spicy. The first part of the effect is, if you Synchro summon a power tool Synchro monster or a level 7 or 8 dragon Synchro monster, this card in your hand can be used as material. Okay, so not too bad. The second part is, if this card is in your graveyard and you control a level 7 or higher Synchro monster, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. If you do, special summon this card. If you do that level, the level becomes 1. Okay, so this is basically, at the end of the day, right? Now, it's not as good as Glow Up Bulb, but it's basically like a bad version of Glow Up Bulb. Like, yeah, you have to have a level 7 or higher Synchro monster, but it is that effect that's relatively the same. I mean, it's just, you said one from the top, and maybe you can stack your deck with a certain card. Like, if Dandelion comes back, send that to Craig, get some tokens. I think it's pretty good. So it's like a bootleg version of Glow Up Bulb. Next up, this is the boss monster, the ultimate cosmic Quasar Dragon. So a new Quasar card, that's cool. This is my first time checking that out. Quasar's been like the OG best, like, go-to Synchro monster, but it's not really that great in 2023, right? So let's go over the stats. It's 4,000, 4,000. Its materials are 1 tuner Synchro monster and 2+ non-tuner Synchro monsters. So it must be special summon with the above Synchro materials, or must first be special summoned with the above Synchro materials. Then it says, once per turn, you can target face-up cards on the field up to the number of monsters used as Synchro materials for this card +1 and negate their effects. This effect and its activation cannot be negated. Okay, but this isn't even a quick effect. But nonetheless, I mean, if you make this card and your opponent happens to have a board and you just negate everything, that could be pretty good since they cannot respond to it. The second part is a quick effect. You can banish the Synchro Summon card to special summon one Dragon Synchro monster that lists 2 or more non-tuner Synchro monsters as material from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro Summon, so it gets out 2 double monsters, so that's actually pretty good. Now, unfortunately, because yes, we have the quick effect to basically go into 2 other things. I really feel like if this effect was the quick effect, then I mean, it's still, at the end of the day, it can negate and it just have some sort of disruption, because it just negates their effects. It doesn't even destroy it. So, like, the fact that this is like hyping it up to be like a super boss monster, I mean, maybe getting those 2 double like dragon synchros could be actually pretty good. Someone let me know down below if this is actually something that is super good and I'm just underhyping it, because I feel like now it's a cosmic Quasar Dragon and it has like, oh, can you have a bunch of negates +1? Yeah, I guess going second makes it a little bit easier for synchros with this, but like, it doesn't negate and destroy, and that part is not during either player's turn. It's, you have to activate it. Yes, I understand it can't be negated. I would say it's a little bit underwhelming, but don't worry, we still got another boss monster, so maybe this will make up for it. This is the Crimson Dragon over here. So it's a level 12 light Dragon Synchro effect monster 0/0. It's 1 tuner plus 1 plus non-tuner monsters, and it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is if this card is special summon, you can add one spell/trap that mentions Crimson Dragon from your deck to your hand. I don't know if there's any cards that mention this card specifically, but we'll copy and paste it and we'll look into it in a second. And then the second part, as a quick effect, you can target one level 7 or higher Synchro monster on the field, except the Crimson Dragon. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do special summon one Dragon Synchro monster with the same level from your extra deck, and it is treated as a Synchro summon. Okay, so can you just bring out the other one? Because it says it has to be, must first be special summon with that. So I'm not sure if that we can like ignore its summoning conditions. It doesn't say, it just says it's treated as Synchro summon. But nonetheless, maybe it's going to be real easy to actually bust out this card, and it's actually pretty decent because of that. Next up though, we have Synchro Over the Top, which is a new normal spell card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part of the effect is target any number at level 7 and or 8 Dragon Synchro monsters in your graveyard, special summon them in defense positions, but their levels become 1 and their effects are negated. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the extra for the rest of the turn except for Synchro monsters. Second part is, when your Synchro monster is destroyed by battle, you can banish the card from graveyard special one the Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. Okay, so they're making it relatively easy, but you still have to, at the end of the day, make the cards, have them hit the graveyard. I think that more than likely what's going to happen is people are just going to negate your play before even going for this. Like, yes, this makes Synchros going second better if you can actually make this, but like, we all know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just going to come down to they're going to negate your plays, so you can't even Synchro up to make this, because the whole goal of the deck is to bring out those Synchros. So you just negate it early on, and then there's going to be realistically no chance for the deck. That's at least the way I see it so far, and like higher tier level of Yu-Gi-Oh! But nonetheless, we're not done. We got Synchro World. Maybe this will make up for what we need, which is basically we need to gate and destroys, and we need to be able to disrupt our opponent's established board for Synchro. So Synchro World is a field spell that says each time a monster is Synchro summoned, you get to place 2 signal counters on this card. You can remove 4, 7, or 10. What? It places 2, but you can remove 7. Okay. So 4, 7, or 10 signal counters from your field to activate one of these effects. So if it's 4, you have to increase or decrease the level 1 face-up monster you control by 1. 7 to special summon 1 tuner from your graveyard. 10 special summon 1 Synchro monster from your graveyard. The third part of the effect is if this card in its owner's control is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you get to special summon 1 Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. Okay, so this could be pretty insane if you can pull it off, and all the effects are usable, right? It doesn't even say you can, wait, hold on, this is almost giving me a Gateway vibes, because it's not like you can only use the effect of Synchro World once per turn, right? Or am I crazy? It doesn't say it's like a once per turn. So there's going to be a lot of those solitaire decks that are going to just go off with Synchro's turn 1. But again, the same thing applies here, where like you're not going to be able to even Synchro because you're just going to get negated. You summon a card, you activate this effect, you special summon another monster from the deck or the hand, or you're trying to go for your Synchro, it gets negated. It's the same problem that the Synchros are already going to have. But hold on, let's not sign out yet. We got one more final support. Is this the card that we're looking for? Scrap Iron Idol is a normal trap card that says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part says target one of your level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monsters that is banished during your graveyard, special summon it, but return to the extract during the end phase. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. Okay, so that's kind of cool. You can just keep on bringing back your stuff. And then the second part is if the set card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you're supposed to win the Crimson Dragon from your extra deck. So it's all about Crimson Dragon, and remember, you can search these cards out with the effect of the other card. So I think it's good. As soon as you make this, you get to bring basically it back a little bit easier, or try to make some combos and stepping stones for it. But again, unfortunately, I would say I gotta keep it real. As much as I love Synchros and like the effects aren't like terrible, the still main problem is you're not gonna be able to Synchro, and all the stuff and support is like, okay, we bring back your Synchros. There ain't gonna be no bringing back because you ain't gonna be able to keep them up on the board. At least that's my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, and if you're new here, make sure you guys sub with the bell notification on, so when we drop some gameplay, we'll find out if these are actually good or if they're just kind of overhyping it from the Duelist Nexus. But take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.